Obviously, this week we're going to be talking about the upcoming card this weekend in Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. Sean, what your thoughts before we go through the card, mate? What are your thoughts on the build-up to this?
It's been a bit strange, hasn't it, really? I mean, on the YouTube channels, but apart from that, I found.
Yeah. I thought it's a bit laid back, this build-up. Not your usual Matchroom DAZN kind of build up to a fight. Maybe it's because it's where it is and it's not in the UK. I don't really know. Apologies that Carl's not with us today. He's going to try and jump on in a bit, but we'll crack straight on. I'm not going to go through the old card because there's a few names on there that I don't know, and I think the local lads from the area. I know they're trying to push boxing in that part of the world, aren't they? They've got lots and lots of gyms opened up. I think you'll find in the next 10 or 15 years, there'll be a massive amount of money put into fighters from that region. So we'll jump straight into it.
I think it's nice to do, isn't it? You send that wrestling this weekend in another part of the. So I find commercialised boxing really like how with the F1, other sports, but they don't take too many of the big.
Yeah, that's my concern as well, Sean. I've got to be honest, mate. When there's that much money being thrown about, you can't really blame promoters and fighters for following the cash. It's not what us boxing fans want to see because, like we've just said, it's kind of a bit muted. It's maybe a good word for it. Obviously, promoters and fighters are maybe a little bit more respectful because of the laws and everything that goes off. So yeah, I don't want to see it all the time as well, mate. I want to see the rough in the press conferences and fighters getting in each other's faces and that clearly doesn't happen. I think they're told behave, be on your best behaviour, be professional and all that, which is great. But you want to see a bit of spite as well, don't you?
Yeah, and I think we see characters that are taken over there. With a Tyson Fury over there, I'm not really sure how go down with the.
Yeah, I mean, AJ is the ultimate professional when it comes to PR. He knows how to play it, and obviously because of that, he's loved. I don't think anybody is going to turn around to Tyson Fury and say, "Mind your P's and Q's, Tyson."
Absolutely, yeah.
I can't see it happening, mate. I really can't. So anyway, let's move on with the card. Interesting. Cal Yafai's back out. He's in with Gerald Paklar. Now, Cal Yafai hasn't fought for 2.5 years since his defeat to Roman Gonzalez. And he's straight in a 10-round fight. What do you make of that?
Well, I guess we can the whole time sort of tick him over as much as he can, but I think it's a big step for him. The last time we saw him, he didn't look the best and he lost quite brutally. It's going to be interesting to see what he's actually got left, and is it for him, or does he want to sort of have a second phase?
Yeah, absolutely. Evening Undisputed Fight Talk and evening Women's Fight News. If either of you fancy jumping on screen with us, you're more than welcome. Carl has put the link in below, and he'll let you in if you want to jump in. We're just obviously talking about the fight card for the weekend, which is outstanding, especially the top 2 fights, which we're going to get to very shortly. And I'd like your opinions on them, guys. Yeah, I mean, Cal Yafai. I'm getting a bit of feedback now.
Yeah.
Don't know why that's happening. Anyway, we'll muddle through. Yes, so Cal Yafai, it's an odd one that's been out for so long. I'm not sure what's been happening with him in the background. And if you just wanted a bit of time out of boxing. Are you hearing that feedback, John? Okay, must just be me, my end then. As long as it's, is it showing on the recording, Carl? Sean, just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to jump out and come back in.
If anyone can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Testing. Is that any better? Yeah, I don't think we're getting it now. Who's that joined us without the screen on? Is that Undisputed Fight Talk? Carl?
All right, this link. Hello.
I can hear you, mate, but I can't see you.
Oh yeah, I am. It's just Phil. It's me again from Birmingham. So,
How are you, buddy?
yeah, what's your view of this fight of the week? And then this Zerdo Vivo. Any views?
Yeah, we were just going through the card, so we're gonna take it fight by fight, mate. We'll get your views on the fighters as we go along. So, I've just asked Sean about Cal Yafai. He's obviously been out at the ring for 2.5 years since he's lost to Gonzalez.
Yeah.
How do you see him getting on in this?
Yeah, I think he might get the little win. I think he might get a cheeky little win there. I don't think an elevator. Obviously, the Chocolatito fight went bad for him. We're just gonna see what happens with him. To be fair, so really pay much attention to him. To be honest, I gotta be straight with you. Cal Yafai, I'm not really. Well, I watch.
I mean, obviously,
fights. Yeah.
Obviously, that was his only loss. He was flying before that. He may be taking a bit of a bump to his confidence, and he may have needed that little bit of time to get his head right and get back into the game again. Let's hope he is, because he was a great fighter.
Oh yeah.
Moving on to his younger brother, who looks absolutely outstanding. Sean, what you made of Galal so far?
Yeah, I'm really impressed with him. Since I've seen Nick first took notice of him, to be honest, and as a pro, I've just been impressed with it. And I think, win sort of be fast tracked, and I think he can look at a world title at some point next year, really.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fast tracked.
He might be a bit old. Might be a bit old, this guy. I'll put my camera. I think, how old is he? 30 years old. This Galal Yafai guy. Man, I'm not convinced. I'm too old, man. If you turn pro at 30, much, man. Nah.
Yeah, but you got to think about what he did in the amateurs.
I'm not bothered.
He don't need these.
Devin Haney went professional when he was like 15 years old. I'm not bothered about
I understand that, and that's what happens. Yeah, but that's what happens to some fighters. But for me, for me, his amateur career gives him a 10-fight advantage over most pro fighters. He can jump in my opinion, he could jump in British level and win the British title right now.
Maybe.
After 2 fights.
Depends if he's fighting at British level at the moment. Who they got at 126? What was it? 20 or 126 or something? I don't
He's
really.
fighting at Fly.
Well,
I mean, this fight he's got with Rodriguez.
he got fight
with Rodriguez Garcia. It's for the WBC International Fly. So he's already moving very, very quickly through the ranks. He don't need warm up. He don't need tune up fights. He don't need 10 fights to get himself into the ranks, the pro ranks.
We'll see.
Undisputed Fight Talker. Just pick a couple of comments up. Cal probably been inspired by Galao to return in a 10-rounder. Yeah, I think I agree with that. And he's talking about Galao. He says had an extensive amateur career. It'll be fast-tracked through the ranks. I have to agree with that as well. Good evening to Ease. All the way from Florida. Larry Liston, how are you, mate? Yeah, we'll cover the Lomachenko fight after we've gone through this card, mate. If that's okay, Larry, if you want to hang around. Yeah, just back onto Galao. I'm with Sean. This guy's going to win world titles. He's outstanding.
I'm not.
He's outstanding. You'll see, mate. You'll see.
I don't think so. This dude's going to get
I think he will do.
like a WBF title fight. Well, maybe go.
So, moving on to what I believe will be fight of the night. Chantel Cameron v Jessica McCaskill. This fight, mate.
I don't even like women's boxing, but that is a good fight. That is a really, really good fight. That is a good fight. Yeah,
I've been saying now for the best part of a year or two, I've got to think Chantel Cameron is. I actually think she's the best female fighter we've got in the UK.
Oh yeah, she's excellent.
It's a big shout. Obviously, yeah. Jessica McCaskill is undisputed welterweight champion, dropping down for this fight. Chantel Cameron is obviously the IBF, WBC, and there's obviously the WBA, WBO that are vacant. So this is for undisputed.
This is a fight.
Sean, give us your breakdown on what you think happens in this fight.
I think Chantel Cameron will outbox her on points, but I think the tricky thing is the difference. Obviously, McCaskill's coming down to see how they match up, because I think Cameron's quite a big guy as well. So I think she can probably, with her skills, I think she'll win a close points decision.
God, it's going to be a good fight. That is.
Do you think McCaskill's going to come in massive then?
Because she's obviously coming down in weight, I think been up and down the weights quite a lot, hasn't she? So I think it's going to be hard for her to lean because of how she backs, really.
Yeah.
God,
yeah.
What a fight. What a fight.
I'm a fan of Jessica McCaskill. I think she was very unlucky in the Katie Taylor fight. I thought she was in the fight until the last few rounds. Can't really argue with the decision in that fight. But since then, she's gone on to massive things and been a wrecking ball at welter. Again, to me, I picked Chantel Cameron as well. I just think she's got too much quality. She doesn't waste anything. And in Jamie Moore, the partnership they've got they seem to have this connection where we don't have to say a great deal in between rounds. They obviously do a hell of a lot in camp, like anybody else, but there seems to be something there where we just have to look at her in a certain way and say a certain thing, and she goes out and does exactly what he expects. I think she becomes the next gigantic star. She's already a big star, but because of the likes of Katie Taylor, it's probably overshadowed her a little bit. I think,
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chantal Cameron points.
You think she could beat her then? Think she could beat the old McCaskill?
Yeah, no, I do, mate. Yeah, I do. McCaskill's great.
Yeah, it's a hell of a fight, that is. I'll look for. Where's that then? Is that on the same? It's not on the Zoom, is it? I don't know what.
Is it what? Sorry.
What card is that on? This women's fight at the weekend.
Yeah, it's on the same card, mate.
It's on the Zerda Ramirez Bivol card.
Yep.
Oh, I never
It's
knew
a massive
that.
card. It's a massive card.
I
You've
never
also,
knew
I mean, we'll go on to it. We'll go on to it in a second. I just want to get your prediction first, Sean.
Oh,
Yeah, like I said, I think Cameron will win on points.
What about you then, Pigeon? How you got it?
I'm going to go on McCaskill by knockout in that fight.
Whoa.
Probably in the like, yeah.
You think McCaskill's going to stop Chantal Cameron?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And
That's a
I
big
never
shout,
get any
mate.
predict. Big shout, but I never get them wrong. So there you go.
You'll be getting this one wrong, mate. Trust me.
I don't think
Chantal Cameron is levels.
I don't think that ain't gonna happen. But there you go.
To ease his put, I guess I must not be purist since I enjoy women's boxing. So, to be honest with you guys, it's not women's boxing; it's boxing. These girls have proved they don't need to. You don't need to be called women's boxing anymore. Come on, you're living in the Stone Ages if you think that's the case.
It is good now. It is good.
Some of the fights we've seen recently. In the last few years, the level of female boxing has gone to such big heights. Obviously, with the boxer card from the other weekend as well. It don't need to be like that anymore. It's just boxing, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, swiftly moving on to a fight that Zelfa Barrett maybe wasn't expecting. Zelfa Barrett Rakhmonov. Obviously, Cordina had a bit of an issue, which is a shame because he won that title with an outstanding knockout. And then, if I'm right in thinking, got injured. Is that what's happened?
I'm not sure.
Is that what's happened, Sean?
Yeah,
it's really disappointing. Obviously, because of that, he didn't get to keep the belt because he couldn't defend it. Rakhmonov being the number one contender, and then Zelfa Barrett being second in line gets a brilliant opportunity, which I can't begrudge him because he was outstanding in that European title fight, wasn't he, last time out?
Yeah. He won that against some dude from some Arabic dude. I watched that fight.
So just picking up a couple of comments in the sidebar. Undisputed Fight Talk. Gutted for Cordina. Yeah, me as well, mate. I hope Barrett can do it, and then we get Cordina v Barrett in Manchester. What a fight that would be. Another brilliant British dust-up at world level.
Watch that.
He smashed his hand to bits. I'm sure you're talking about Paul Dina there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's devastating. It's devastating, really, because as a fighter, that's what he will have dreamed of, and now he's not had the opportunity to defend his belt. I just hope he recovers and gets the opportunity, which he should do. I think he'll get the winner of this, won't he, Sean?
Yeah, they're already signed to fight him.
What's your feelings on Zelfa Barrett so far?
I haven't been too impressed with him. Was it Kiko Martinez that fight a few fights back?
I think it was yeah.
Well, it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of them. That Kiko fight was one of them, mate. It happens in boxing all the time. I'm not going to knock him for that, though, because the last time out he was brilliant. The last time out he boxed brilliantly.
I forgot.
So as far as I'm concerned, he's earned his position in the rankings. He's earned this world title shot, and I hope he grabs it with both hands.
I like that. I'm with the guy over there. I quite like that. I don't really trust that.
Rakhmonov is a very, very, very dangerous fighter.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that after the kickoff fight. Now, I've just looked at yeah. Yeah. Is he on the card as well then? Is this all on the Zerto card? No.
Pigeon, are you not keeping up, mate?
This is the first week in the first week in boxing this week. I've not even watched anything. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn.
So you know when you know at the start of the show, when I said I'm going through the fight card from the weekend.
I'm sort of using you as a metaphor to learn about the fights. That's what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
All right, Sean. Let's get some order back in. Let's get some order back into the show. Sean, let's have a prediction of you for the Zelfa Barrett fight, if you don't mind, please, mate.
Sorry about that.
I can see Zelfa.
I agree.
Really?
I completely agree. I think maybe, yeah.
I hope that's not the case. I think Barrett's got I think he's got real good quality. I really do. I think he can box really well. But Rakhmonov's a bit of an animal, isn't he? So we will see.
Just remember the Kiko fight. Oh, garbage. So,
who's that that's joined us in the side?
Oh, no trolls, please. No trolls. I'm sick of them on my channel.
Hey, yeah, it's a troll. Absolutely. Get him off. Ooh. What time do you call it?
I thought I'd bring a bit of knowledge to the show. I've heard some of the things. What's he call himself this week, Phil? I've heard some of the debacle that he's talking about.
Listen to me.
To let you know, Cole. Just to let you know, in case you forgot, the show starts at 7 o'clock, pal.
He's been working. He's had a drink pub after work. He's been in the pub after work.
I don't know how you did.
You've been in the pub after work.
Let's get your predictions, Carl. We've moved on a little bit. Let's get your predictions. Firstly, Chantel Cameron, Jessica McCaskill.
Great fight. And it's one of them where I keep changing my mind, if I'm honest with you. I like the way Cameron's been quite spiteful during the build-up. I like the way she didn't shake her hand at the weigh-in. So I'm going to lean towards Chantel Cameron.
God. Jessica McCaskill's been a little bit disrespectful, saying that she don't rate Chantel Cameron, hasn't she?
I don't mind a bit of needle, though. You know, I like a bit of needle before the fight. It shows at the kid. So I don't like the way Phil keeps putting his foot. It means we agree with each other, which can never be a good thing. But yeah, I'm going to go Chantel Cameron to win on points.
Okay. So Zelfa Barrett against Rakhmonov.
My heart says Barrett, but I think I don't think he'll win this fight. I don't think he's good enough. If I'm brutally honest, and I know they both signed to fight Cordina next, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because Cordina's been quite strong in his comments, anti about being stripped. So no, I don't think. I think Barrett will get stopped. I think he'll get stopped around round 10.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't really
100%.
blame Cordina for his comments, can you?
No.
Because it's not been that long. It's not been that long since he won the world title. Surely he needs a bit more time to be able to get himself right.
Well, it don't help, does it, when Eddie Hearn comes out and almost backs the boxing authority for doing it as well, which would have hurt. So
This is the same. Hold on. This is the same Eddie Hearn that when Joshua needed to defend his IBF, he put him off and put him off and put him off and put him off. That's the same guy we're talking about, yeah?
yeah, it makes it work for Eddie's situation, don't it? But yeah, I think Barrett will just come up a bit short. I like him.
Nobody
I
calls
like Tom
Zephyr.
Barrett as well.
Nobody calls Zephyr's won anything. That sounds like a Benny Hill name from the 1960s.
Well, it's not, is it? He has won something. He's a European champion.
No,
Peter, so
I'm
let's have a bit of respect.
I was joking.
I think he's in deep water in this fight.
Well, it's one of them, Cole. He's been given an opportunity. It's now up to him to prove he's that level. He sinks or swims, don't he?
He's a good fighter, though. Like, listen, he's an excellent fighter.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not being nasty.
And the thing I like, Pat Barrett's as tough as hell with him in that corner, innit? You know, he tells him how it is proper, Pat Barrett.
And also, mate, I don't
Yeah.
think Pat Barrett will be putting him in this fight if he didn't think he could win.
He wouldn't. You're right
Well,
there.
yeah.
Anything could, So I'm probably being a bit negative, to be honest.
Do you want to pick that last the top comment up in the sidebar, Cole?
Right, so Undisputed Fight Talk, good evening. He got the title shot on the promise he'd face Rakhmov by September, then it got extended once. As crap as it is, the IBF contracted it. I like Cordina, and I think he beats whoever wins.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I'm gonna. I don't know why these are popping up, but let me sort them out.
Yeah, get rid of him, mate.
I think Phil's been on the keyboard again.
This is a boxing show, unless you didn't realise. That's the ridiculous comments.
One moment.
There you go. Moving swiftly on then. What a fight this is. Dimitri Bivol, who, Cole, I've got to give you props. You've been saying he was going to do what he's done to Canelo. Not a lot of people thought he would. Against what you can only call as a monster at this weight.
A tough mother.
A monster at this weight. Ramirez. Have you seen the size difference?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. How Ramirez makes this weight. I mean, what is he? 6'3"?
He's a monster, that's all I know.
It's absolutely huge. I tell you what, we haven't seen power really from Bivol. But if he can't keep Ramirez off, he's in for a long night. I know he's a great boxer. I know he uses the ring really well. He's got fantastic ring craft. But if he can't keep Ramirez off him, he's in for a tough night. Sean, have you seen much of Ramirez?
I'll be the fights at 168, not so much at light heavyweight.
And what's your opinions?
Yeah, just to echo what you say, it's going to be a tough night, but I think Bivol's got the superior skill set, and I think he's got the tools to get the job.
So Larry Liston in the sidebar. Zerdo versus Bivol, potentially fight of the year. Zerdo's perhaps the most dangerous opponent of Bivol so far. Is that including Canelo? Good size, advantage, good reach, and improved well in his recent fights. I definitely agree with the size and the reach and the fact he's improved. The other side to look at this is as a Mexican, he's going to have the whole of Mexico on his side, even the ones that maybe haven't followed him so far, because they're going to have seen that. They're going to have seen that Bivol's beat a Mexican, and they're going to want revenge. Makes for a very entertaining fight, I think. So, prediction time. Carl, come to you first.
Yeah, I think Bivol will beat him. I think Bivol will beat him on a wide points decision. Yeah.
It's a big prediction.
A wide points decision. I think he'll outbox him.
Sean?
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll get
Zerdo
unanimous decision.
So, wow, Larry Liston, let's get that prediction before I give you mine. Either a unanimous decision for Bivol, or by outboxing Zerdo, or a late stoppage for Zerdo.
Oh, he's giving an Andy answer. I reckon either boxer might win between round 1 and round 12.
So Larry's gone on to say, I think this is a comment to.
Sorry about
my
that.
comment. He's
We'll live.
He's a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger than Canelo. And Bivol won't be able to walk him down as easy as he did Canelo. Also, Bivol will have to deal with Zerdo's inside game.
That's what I like. A proper prediction from Undisputed Fight Talk where there's no splinters. He just told you how it is.
Facts.
No, he's Paul, Undisputed Fight Talk.
What's
I'll
called?
come to you in a minute. I'll come to you in a minute. Pigeon. I'll come to you in a minute, mate.
Okay.
Let me just get these comments. Let me get these comments. Zerdo's southpaw, to which Bivol hasn't faced at world level. And he's put prediction 8-4 to Bivol.
It's a good prediction.
Larry Liston's eyes got Bivol by majority, but don't count Zerdo out, is what he's saying.
What does that even mean then? So you're asking for a prediction, and you're saying Bivol by majority, but then don't. It's almost like you're covering all bases, like Andy did.
No, it's not. It's not. I hear what he's saying.
That's true.
He thinks Bivol wins the fight by majority decision, but what he's saying is Zerdo is capable of winning.
I think
I don't think that's.
we need
I
to
don't
know.
think that's
Covering
Larry, I'm with you, mate. You say what you want.
Covering your bets.
You say what you want, pal.
I'm more Undisputed Fight Talk method. Go on your sword. Don't start trying to bottle it by picking both fighters.
Anyway.
Who are you going for on the
I've just said that I think Bivol wins by a wide point decision. He'll outbox him.
Well, I'm going. Well, at least you went for that. I'm going for Zerdo by split decision. I think Zerdo.
I think it's gonna be a very, very close points decision. But I'm gonna go with Bivol. I'm gonna go with Bivol on a split.
Do you think we're all stupid and there might be a knockout? Might be a knockout in the fight. Do you think
I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised.
Retire. I think you're right.
I'll be very surprised. But as Larry says, don't count.
Here we go. Let's get that soundbite in there in case Zerdo wins. I can come back and say, "I told you so."
No, I'm going with Bivol, mate. I'm going with Bivol. But I'm saying it's a very close fight. That's not a bad thing.
It is.
Right. Cole, Larry Liston asked a bit earlier on about.
I'm sick of hearing about Larry Liston. Did he have an opinion for once today?
He asked earlier on about Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Let's cover that.
Yeah, I wasn't overly impressed with Lomachenko, and it enforced even more what I think. Devin Haney, I think he'll beat Lomachenko. I think he'll beat him.
Are we sleeping a bit
100%.
on the fact that Lomachenko's been out for so long because of
I think
of things in certain parts of the world, let's say?
I just rate Ainey that high there.
No, because
That
he
I
was
think
in
he
a
takes.
hotel in
Phil,
Poland.
I've started start finish. I just
Oh,
think.
sorry.
I just.
Sorry.
Look, I'm sure
Pigeon.
it's me who asked the question to, so I'll try and finish. So I just think Ainey's better than Lomachenko. I do, and I think he beats. So I think he finds a way to beat him. Yeah.
Right, Pigeon, put your screen back on.
Phil, you can have your say now.
I agree. No, I completely agree. Listen, the reason why there's a bit of controversy with this is because I'm running off a Chinese phone. This is a very cheap phone.
What's that got to do with Lomachenko, mate? What's that got to do with Lomachenko?
Lomachenko ain't going to beat Haney, mate. He ain't going to beat Haney. No way in hell. No, I think that fight's done. What's that fight going to happen?
Okay.
Haney, I've interviewed Bill Haney, so I've been on panels with Bill Haney. Devin Haney is going up. He walks around 155, and he's a big guy for 135. He ain't gonna fight fucking Lomachenko. Come on, man. Come on. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Of course it's going to happen.
Lomachenko, he won't. He won't.
Why won't it happen?
I'll have money on it. I'll have money on it. They won't.
We don't
That fight's
endorse
not
gambling.
happening.
No, we don't endorse gambling on this show. Anyway, Sean.
No, why? No, do I. But
Sean, let's have your prediction, Sean. Firstly, Sean, what did you think of Lomachenko at the weekend? Secondly, how do you think the fight pans out if he does fight Haney?
Well, I thought Lomachenko was poor first of all, and managed to catch it.
Sean, I can't hear you, fella. I don't know if Randy can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Eric
Go on, Sean.
can hear him okay.
Right, it must be me.
Yeah, so I was disappointed. The scoring was a bit wide. It 111, 118 for Lomachenko,
Yeah.
and I just didn't see that. Yeah. So I don't know if you could say died Lomachenko, but I think he's on now. And I think if he was to fight Haney, I think Haney would potentially maybe stop the fight.
100%.
Interesting comments in the sidebar from Larry Liston. Loma's getting older. His legs weren't all there against Jermaine Ortiz. And he couldn't use the angles as well. I've got Loma by unanimous decision. I'm putting Loma's fight and the fact he was a bit sluggish down to the fact that he's been out the ring for a while and there's been a lot going on. I think Lomachenko, you'll see a completely different fighter, just like you saw with Usyk in the first Joshua fight. Everyone was counting Usyk out because of what he did against Chisora, and then he showed what he's all about when he come against Joshua. I think you'll see the same thing with Lomachenko. You'll see a completely different Lomachenko who fights Haney. He'll be back to his angles. He'll be back to his feet movement. You're right though; he's getting older, and he's not big at the weight. So we'll see. We'll see. I understand. I completely understand everyone saying Haney's going to win the fight though, because he's looking unbeatable. His defense is outstanding. No one seems to be able to touch him. If anybody's getting anywhere near him, it's going to be Lomachenko with his angles and his footwork.
Did you think Loma might be too happy with his slippers on and fishing?
No, mate, I don't. The fact that when they come head to head in the ring afterwards, and Lomachenko says, "Just make the fight. I'll agree to anything," tells me he's back to his hungry ways.
Wow.
I think this fight gets made very quickly.
I'd love to see. That's the fight.
Okay.
That's the fight of the year.
Carl, do you want to pick these comments up?
I can only see Dom Ramon Champ's comment regarding if Loma has a good camp, he can beat Aina.
They're all following
So-
me around. He's Don Ramona, Larry Listons. They're all Mr. Pigeon guys. They'll all
So
follow
there's some
me.
big rumours around. Just moving on now. There's some big rumours around Chris Eubank Jr.
What's going on
Not
with
sure
that?
anything's been made official, but by all accounts,
What?
by Pigeon, if you let me talk, mate, I'll tell you.
Go on, mate. Go on.
By all accounts, the rumours are Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be fighting Liam Smith.
I think Liam Smith.
You heard the same thing, Carl?
Yeah, I just don't really understand why. I mean, you'd have seen that I posted a comment today, which Paul Smith actually got involved in a few comments that come back my way. I think Liam Smith beats Chris Eubank Jr. for me. And a lot of people are coming back saying it's nonsense because Eubank Jr. is too big.
Nah,
I don't think so.
I think
So
Liam
yeah,
Smith
if
will
it does
knock him out.
happen, I think Liam Smith would. I think he could well stop Eubank Jr. I know he's a tough guy, Eubank Jr., but Liam would be whipping them body shots in,
I've got Liam Smith by knockout in that fight.
I don't think he KOs him, Phil. I think he breaks him up and wins on points for me. I don't think he'll stop him.
That's a good fight. That is a good fight. That's a good
It's an
fight.
intriguing fight, isn't it?
Yeah. I never knew
Is
that.
this,
Well, sorry,
is this targeted to be at middleweight, Carl?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah.
So Liam's obviously coming up. Eubank's
Oh,
ready,
really?
and Liam Smith won't be far off ready to go either. Sean, firstly, are you surprised that this fight's being made? And secondly, how do you see it going?
No, I'm not surprised it's being made. The other name I've heard for Eubank is so that's another potential opponent for him. Yeah, I think so. I can see Liam Smith winning on. I think for Eubank simply because how long he would been out. I think he needs to take over. Because has he fought since Liam Smith? Liam Williams, sorry.
No.
Nope.
So what's that? 18 months ago now? It can't be that.
Is that lots of burgers and chicken and chocolate fountains and all of that though?
But what I would say though, look what Liam Smith did to Liam Williams. He dismantled him, didn't he? Absolutely dismantled him. Because it's about levels, isn't it? And Liam Smith has demonstrated that he's world level.
I don't think, and I include George Groves in this, I don't think that Chris Eubank Jr. has been in against anybody at Liam Smith's level.
I think that's a bit unfair on Groves.
I tell you why I'm saying that, because I don't think George Groves was the same fighter when he fought
No,
Eubank.
I think he's right because Liam Smith was the WBO.
And Callum Smith proved that in the final of that tournament, by the way. I think George Groves was on the slide in that tournament.
Yep.
James
What
DeGale.
about-
Wasn't he?
100%.
What about Billy Joe Saunders?
No, that was you're forgetting that was when they were both about British level, mate. That was very early on.
It's still class though. Billy Joe Saunders still class.
Not at that time. Watch the fight back.
Not really.
The British level at best at the time.
I agree with Carl. Saunders 2 fights later fought for a world title. You can't say he wasn't already
It was
world
class.
level at that point.
Yeah.
But Eubank probably took longer to get there than Saunders, so it's not a fair reflection of Eubank now.
Are you saying he's world class now then, Jack?
No, he's not. But Saunders wasn't the Saunders that he became, but he was world level. I think it was unfair to say Saunders was British level even at that point. He was probably past that even then.
Yeah, that
He
was my
gassed,
point.
but other than that, he was
Oh, yeah,
world
I
level.
know. I'll probably go with Cole on that. To be honest. I don't think Saunders was all that, to be fair. Word or
John, just
Yeah.
picking a comment up in the side, Don Ramon agrees with you, Carl. He's saying Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, you probably. To be fair, maybe that comment I made wasn't right. And Billy Joe Saunders.
Is
Yeah,
this
you're
fight
probably
going to
right.
happen?
Probably been-
And Andy, have you heard about Billy Joe Saunders calling out Eubank today? About that?
Say that again.
Billy Joe Saunders called Eubank out 4 hours ago for a fight. Wanted him to sign a
Yeah,
contract.
that's all well and good. That's all well and good, Phil. But Billy Joe Saunders is not in the shape to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr.
Well, he's back in camp though, Andy, isn't he? He's back in
I know
camp.
he's in camp. I know he's in camp, and he's in there every day. He's in there every day, mate. I understand that, but he's not yet in the position to be fighting.
Well, I don't think he should jump straight in with you, man. Don't get me wrong,
Andy.
but he probably needs a couple of tick-overs.
Who's he
If
training?
that
The
fight-
other-
that fight-
Wasn't he asking
if-
us?
if Billy Joe is serious about coming back, that fight against Eubank will happen because it's a massive money fight.
That's a massive fight.
But for now, Eubank needs a fight, doesn't it? He's gone through camp. He's spent all that money. The Liam Smith fight is perfect.
From what I'm hearing, Andy, Saunders could be back as early as January or February.
Yeah, I've heard he's in quite good shape now because he's had a PT with him.
He's around about
Yeah.
He's around about 175 at the minute.
Do you think he jumps straight back in at that level though?
No, he's not going to do that. He's going to have 2 or 3 warm-ups the same way Fury did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I just mean he's not that far out of shape at this point.
Go on then, Jack. Let's have a prediction. If the Liam Smith Eubank fight happens, how's it go?
Yeah. Liam Smith on points. I think he'll outbox Eubank.
I've got Liam in.
I agree with everyone who said that every time Eubank stepped up, he's been beat.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gained a lot more respect from him for the way he acted in the Conor Ben fight, Eubank, but that doesn't mean I 100% think he's going to win his next fight when his next fight's Liam Smith. You know, I think Liam was right. I think Liam's just, I don't know, he's just that level above. He is world level. Is Eubank? He's fringe. Eubank's probably fringe world level.
Do you know what? People sleep on Liam Smith because he's not a flashy fighter.
Yeah, he's a hardcore boxing fans fighter. He's not a casual fans fighter, is he?
Absolutely agree, mate. Absolutely agree. There's nobody in British boxing does what Liam Smith does to fighters.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, I was at the Fowler fight, and that fight all along, me and my friend that was going, we kept saying, we're going to this, but it's actually a bit of a mismatch because there's no way Smith loses this fight. And you got in the arena and literally everyone had the same opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally hardcore boxing fans in there, and everyone had the same view that there's no way that Smith can lose this fight.
Yeah.
Which I felt a bit sorry for Fowler on that, but it was true.
It was a mismatch, though, wasn't it? It was all about making a few bob, and to be fair, Fowler took the risk. You know, he wanted to see just how good he was. He took the risk, and it is what it is. Sean, what's your prediction on Liam against Eubank?
I think because of how it's gone, I'm going to have to back the local.
Oh my days!
Wow.
Oh yeah, you're Brighton. I forgot about that.
Go on then, okay, Sean. Break it down for me then. How does Eubank win the fight?
I think he can actually.
That was a long pause, Sean. That was a long pause, then, fella.
I actually think he. To be honest with you, I think Eubank is the biggest puncher out of the two, and yeah.
You can't even say it with a straight face. That's the funny thing.
I don't know about that.
That's not a
The
dig
thing
at
I'm
Eubank.
impressed
You
with,
can't
he
even
said it
say
with a
that
straight
face.
face.
You guys gonna stop fucking Liam Smith? I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you in a minute, Sean. I just need to take a 5-minute break because I just don't believe what you just said.
No.
Just picking up a comment in the sidebar from Don Ramon. Don, thanks for the subscription, mate. Jump on next week. We do the same show every Thursday at 7:00. So you're more than welcome to come on at any point, mate. Back to Sean. Do you want to just break it down for me one more time, mate? Because I'm sure my communication glitched a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I can certainly foresee a way where Eubank can stop him because Liam Smith, you know, although you can say he's well class, I mean, he does have the tendency to get into, and I think with Eubank, I think that suits him, and I think, you know, he's got the potential to hurt him. I think he's the biggest puncher out of the two of them.
All I'm going to say is,
and I think,
what are you drinking, and can I have a pint of it?
Yeah, I'll have a couple of pints of that as well because I don't know how that's happening.
Sean, as always, mate, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yep.
I just can't. I can't see a way that can happen. Eubank, I can see Eubank lasting the distance because he's a very, very tough fighter.
Yeah, I don't think Liam Smith stops him. I
No.
don't think.
What? I don't know. I believe Eubank's stuck in between styles.
And possibly weights.
Yeah.
I think he's stuck between weights. I'd agree with you that.
I mean, he's obviously he's gone away from this new style of his in this recent camp because it was all about aggression and family loyalty and all that malarkey. But yeah, I believe he's stuck. He's not the same aggressive fighter that he was earlier on in his career, in my opinion.
I won't make the joke I was about to make when you said family and loyalty. I was about to make a joke about Conor Benn starting a family, but we'll gloss over that.
Easy. Let's wait for results, mate.
Yeah, and also I might have to potentially work with him. So,
okay. Anything? So just before we close the show, guys, anything else very quickly that you want to cover?
I want to ask a question to you two, actually, because this is one insider thing you'll know more than me.
Oh, here we go.
No, it's just because it was just something Nicola Hopewell put out today. Who is running a show between now and then that she could get on? Because she was saying about wanting to be out before the end of the year.
There's potentially one going off in Worksop, mate.
That would make more sense. Okay.
Potentially.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I've got a rough idea who that would be.
So yeah, that covers that. So if you haven't seen Nicola Hopewell, is currently sat 2-0, and she's hoping to get out again before the end of the year. No doubt we'll have her on the show at some point.
And you've 100% just got yourself abused by a load of Bieber fans on Twitter because they still won't accept the whole 2-0 thing.
Oh, well.
Bieber can do one.
Yeah. You said it, not me.
Bieber can stick it in the pipe and smoke it, mate. That's what Bieber can do.
I don't understand that debate. Like it's kind of a weird hybrid of white collar and pro. It's like a weird hybrid thing.
I've got no problem with another boxing association starting up. I've got no problem with that. I have a problem with people that can't let things go. And seeing as though we're talking about it, Nicola Hopewell's been nothing but respectful for Bieber. Nothing but respectful to her own coach. Unfortunately, it hasn't been the same the other way around. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly, Andy. She's got way more patience than I have for all the stuff. I see it and I just think, is it worth me getting involved? And then I just think, probably not.
It's just sad, mate. It's sad that people can't just. What's wrong with just saying, okay, fair enough, good luck in your in your future endeavours under the British Boxing Board of Control and move on and concentrate on your own fighters? Why you got to, every time she has a fight now, her old coach jumps on Twitter and goes, "Oh, it's Nicola's 9th fight as a pro fighter."
Yeah, like, so
What?
the first tweet I saw before anyone tweeted their congratulations was Nicola Hopewell 7-0 or 8-0 or whatever. And I was just like, really? Like,
They just can't leave it. They just can't leave it alone, mate. And I don't understand why. You know, what's the girl actually done wrong other than decide that she wants to move on? Don't fighters do that all the time?
The best tweet I've seen about it from Bieber, one of the Bieber lot, was she's gone from fighting on our shows to fighting in canteens. Well, the last time I've checked, the banqueting suite at Sheffield United is not a canteen.
And also, shout out to GBM Sports, because that show we went to last Friday, the production and the quality of the fights was absolutely top notch.
Outstanding, mate.
Izzy is a friend
Outstanding.
of mine, and he is a great promoter. He's a great promoter. Hands up, I helped him out with the first one, so he's a great promoter, and good luck to him, to be honest.
It was a great show. They're going places. If that funding stays there, mate, they're going places.
Yeah. When he first mentioned it to me before it went sort of public that he had that funding, I'm like, you've got something there. If you've got that funding and you can continue, and I know what his ambitions are. I'm not going to say it because it's for him to do it. And do you know what? If he gets to those ambitions, you might just find that you've got another one up there with Warren and Hearn if he gets to where he wants to get to.
There's a very good chance as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I think a lot of boxing insiders feel the same way because there was a lot of faces around the event at the weekend.
Yeah, there's a couple of promoters who've got that at the minute, and both of the ones I know about, I'm not going to say who the other one is, who potentially could get big backing, are, when you look at it, when people know that there might be potential for that to happen, a lot of faces turn up at these shows.
Yeah.
It's always a bit of a thing. But the actual quality of the show seemed decent from what I saw.
It was very good.
It was very good,
Yeah.
mate. It was very good.
Right, on that note then, sorry to bring it to an end, guys, but we need to prep for an interview that we're going to be putting out later on. So,
Have fun.
I don't know whether you want to take us out, and seeing you've done the
Yeah, some new faces and new names in the sidebar tonight. Thanks very much, guys. Like I say, we do the show at 7:00 every Thursday. Opinions are always welcome. I know we have a bit of banter on screen, and Sean knows we're just joking.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's a bit of banter. That's what our show is always about. Everybody's opinions matter on this show. So we'll see you again next Thursday, 7:00.